You guys, we are finally on that final stretch of winter, and I couldn't be more excited to be starting in on spring things, and the days are already getting longer, the sunshine has been out more. I can't wait. But I know that with it, there's going to be a lot more busyness as we prepare our gardens and start in on all the outdoor projects. So I really wanted to just take today, even in my daily routine, to find time to embrace the last of the season before the busyness sets in, to find joy in the cozy homemaking and prepare my home a little bit for spring's arrival. So we got probably our biggest snow of the season just a couple days ago as I was kind of starting to mentally move on to springtime. I was reminded we're still in February, winter's not over yet, and that's okay. I really want to spend today kind of embracing the last days, weeks of winter and doing a little bit of cozy homemaking. Tonight I want to make some sort of a soup that is still to be determined what kind I'm gonna do, but I want to make some chicken bone broth. Never done this before, but I've had some like bones and things collecting and sitting in my freezer for like a month or two now, and it's just been on my list, and I thought today would be the perfect day to try it out. So I hope it works. I feel like it can't be that hard, but who knows? Never done it, so we're gonna find out. Inside I have a mix of some raw meat bones and some cooked ones, so I'm not sure how that mix is going to do together. We're going to see. And I also just put some like veggie scraps like onions. I think there might be some like celery in there as well, and it's not a ton, so I'm going to also add in a little bit of fresh carrots and fresh celery, and I had like a part onion scrap in my fridge that I'm also gonna add to try to get as much flavor in there. I also was seeing recipes where they're adding a little bit of apple cider vinegar, so I'm gonna do just a little bit of that. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm super excited to try it out. I'm not gonna follow any specific recipe. I'm just going to add in my ingredients, add in maybe a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and then fill it all the way up with water, maybe like 3 inches past the chicken and vegetables. So I will leave it on my stovetop probably pretty much until we make dinner. It probably would have been a little bit better if I would have started it sooner. I think the longer it can kind of sit and simmer, the better, but we have maybe like 8 hours, so hopefully that will be a good amount of time. Welcome to the never before seen guest bedroom. And we just got back from vacation like a week ago, and so we have our luggage here, and I just really want to get this back in order because it is slowly turning into a junk room, and I don't want that. We already have one of those in the office. I'm not even going to try to tackle that today. That's a different story for a different video. I just want to clean up the bed, put everything away, put away the ironing board, and make the bed so it kind of feels like a guest bedroom. We might be having guests coming soon. I'm not sure. Sometimes it happens spontaneously and I want to be ready, so that's one thing that I want to kind of get in order today. So let's do it. Also, while we're here, I thought I'd show you what's in this box that's on the bed because I just got it from a Instagram thrift shop. Could not be more excited. They're these little like candle sconces. Is that how you say it? A candle sconce. Yeah, so pretty. It's like this antique brass. I'm really excited to put it up. Problem is, I'm not sure where it's going yet. It really just has to be that perfect spot, so that might be done a different day. I'm not sure, but I just had to share. guest bed is done. This room is still definitely not as cute as I would like it. I have barely even decorated or done much with it, but at least the bed is made. The room is clean and ready for anybody to come over. If we have spontaneous guests, I feel like I have a room all prepared. Also, I just want to say our guest bedroom is extremely simple. This bed is literally just this memory foam fold up mattress. I don't know why I pulled that up, I can't show you, but it's really thin and it's easy to transport, and it works great right now for a temporary bed. And these pillows, literally these pillows came with our couch and we just don't use them. They're not really cute at all, but they at least add a little bit of body to the bed. I don't know if you can tell, but it's two mismatched pillows, but just wanted to show that my house is not 100% perfect or Pinterest-esque. I hope that one day it can be a really cute guest bedroom. It just feels good to have a nice and organized space, even if it's not perfectly cute or perfectly your style. But on to the next thing. Confession. I have killed almost every single plant that I have ever owned. I think that I am down to 3 living plants. First, my Monstera plant, which I got as a wedding gift, and it has been what I call my old faithful. No matter what she's been through, which has been a lot, she has continued to thrive, almost to the point where it's a little overwhelming. I definitely need to divide it and probably repot, but I think I might need somebody else's help, because when it comes to doing plants and anything kind of different with them, I am completely lost. My second plant is a pothos. These are just really great. They're so beautiful and they can kind of trail, and if they don't get watered for a while, they're still okay. They might get kind of limp, but they'll perk right back up, which is what I'm looking for. And my third plant is my ZZ plant. I think ZZ plants are probably the easiest plant ever to keep alive. I probably haven't watered mine in a month. And trust me, that's pretty good. I think I went multiple months without watering my ZZ plant. These things can go through anything, and they're amazing.
I can't believe I almost forgot about my orchid. I've only had her for 1 month, but she has been thriving and surviving, and I'm pretty impressed so far.
Those are 3 plants that I would recommend if you also have a black thumb like me. But I want to try again. With spring coming very soon, I just really need to bring some life back into my house. Part of the reason that all of my plants died was I had a lot of them in my sunroom, and I kind of wasn't being super careful with it, and they ended up freezing outside. But once spring comes around again and it warms up, I really want to have my house, and especially my sunroom, just thriving with some plants. So we will see how it goes. I tend to do better with plants that are okay with getting neglected a little bit, because if they rely on constantly getting watered, they're just probably not going to survive in my household. As much as that's kind of sad, it might just be the reality. Today I want to go to Lowe's, I think, and get some potting soil, because I ran out of mine and I think that I might need to repot some things, and maybe grab a couple new houseplants. I'll look at their sale section. I don't know. I've just been itching to get a couple new plants since all of mine have died, and I thought today it would be kind of fun too, as I'm kind of about to enter spring here very soon. I can kind of bring a little bit of life into my home a little early. So let's go to Lowe's and let's see if we can find ourselves a couple plants. things that I want to show you. First, a birds of paradise plant. I've never had one of these before. When I showed my sister, she really strongly suggested this one. She says they're pretty good to take care of and they're just good plants. So I'm excited to try it out. I really wanted to get one bigger plant because my only bigger one is that Monstera. I had a couple fiddle leaf trees that died and I just needed another bigger plant with some body to add. And lastly, I got a couple of ivy plants. I really have found that I love ivy. However, they are a little harder to take care of simply for the fact that if they miss a watering and they dry out, there's no turning back. They're dead, they do not revive themselves, and that's where I've kind of had a struggle with them, but I'm going to continue to buy them because I just really like the way that they look, especially by my window when they trail down. I just think ivy is really beautiful. This is Jubilee ivy. The coloring has a little bit of variegation, I guess, in it, and this other one looks more like your regular green ivy. They're both smaller leaves though. This says Royal Tea Ivy. That is about it besides getting. I'm excited to add just a couple more plants to my collection. This crispy ivy plant that I had above my kitchen sink has been dead for a really long time and I don't know why I never took it out. I just really love the look of having a trailing ivy plant up there. Even if it was dead, it was probably quite the eyesore. So I'm excited to have that replaced. And it's starting to grow down a little bit already. So I'm excited to watch it grow. Please stay alive. I need to be accountable to watering my plants. Okay, and I think I'm gonna put this little one somewhere in my living room, on the coffee table or the side table. When I think of winter homemaking, one of the things that comes to mind is baking and having a warm and sweet smelling kitchen. So I wanted to do some of that today and I want to make just a classic chocolate chip cookie. I feel like you really can't go wrong. It's something everybody loves and it's so good to have around. I'm hoping that they can last long enough to put some in the freezer, but let's be honest, they really never do. And I have been dying to make some again. I was over at my sister's house a couple weeks ago and she had made chocolate chip cookies and I was like, these are perfect. These are the perfect chocolate chip cookie. This is the recipe I've been looking for. And she said the recipe she used was from Kristen John's newest book. It's called Growing Seasons and she has a bunch of different recipes in there. I do not have that book, but I did find the recipe on one of Kristen John's YouTube videos and I'll link it down below in case you want to try. I'm hoping that I can make these just as good as when I had them, but I'm really craving just a warm, sweet treat and I think it's a fun, relaxing thing to just spend the afternoon baking a little bit and making some cookies.
You are the vine, we are the branches. I can do nothing apart from you. Giver of life, the one to hold on to. I can do nothing apart from you.
The cookies are in the oven, so I want to go ahead and get started on dinner. I decided I wanted to make something like a soup that's really more brothy and not so much creamy or anything, so I can really taste the homemade broth. So I'm going to be making a chicken stew. Never made this before, but it also looks really simple. It just has your broth, chicken, and some veggies, and it just sounds really good, simple, and hearty. So I just need to go ahead and strain off my broth now. My house has been smelling like chicken all day long, which is not a bad thing, but after 8 hours of it, I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of done with my house smelling like chicken. Thankfully, the cookies are hopefully gonna help with that, but I'm excited to try this broth.
You're my lifeline, you're my lifeline, you're my lifeline.
Yum. This honestly looks really good, and it made quite a bit.
You're my lifeline, you're my lifeline, you're my lifeline. You're showing forgiveness and loving your children. I can do nothing apart from you. No, no. Speaking your word and being able to listen.
These cookies, they really do live up to the expectations. So good.
I can do nothing apart from you.
And the stew is done. I made just a couple changes to it. I ended up adding a little bit of egg noodles. I had like literally just a tiny bit, and I was like, this is kind of like chicken noodle soup, and I thought adding some noodles would make it even heartier. And I added just a tad bit of heavy cream just to make it a little bit creamy, but this looks so good and so warm and cozy.
So, with these last few weeks of winter, I pray that you and I can be inspired to be present and embrace the last of these slow winter days with family and loved ones as we prepare our homes for this new season. Thank you so much for coming along with me today. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. And give this video a like if you enjoyed. And I will see you guys next time.